Welcome to Blog Talk Radio. Please enter your host PIN. When finished, press the pound key.
To start your show now, press 1. To hear important instructions.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
Nobody take no cornbread from me.
Yes. Here we go. Okay. You good? I'm good. We good. Let's go. I don't know why I like that so much. It's just like... What up, people? My name is Tim Black. Welcome to the Tim Black Show. Glad you can make it Facebook. Glad you can make it YouTube Periscope. All the people that are listening and watching. All 15 of you. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. I'm joking. We got more than 15. Oh, we're doing pretty good. What's numbers anyway? That's when you know people not doing so well. Why are we counting? It's all about the love, man. Who's keeping score? That's about 50, right, huh? About 50. No, better than that. A little bit better than that. A lot better than that, actually, because we got a hell of a crowd here. You. All right, so now, look, guys. I want to make sure everybody can hear. I got some comments going. Would you believe somebody already disliked the show? That's what, who said that? Let me give him some love. Wow. Oh, Ebony Fry says, would you believe somebody already disliked the show? I have a lot of trolls, Ebony. Trolls are like roaches. Whenever you get rid of some, others come back to take their place. Yeah, I disagree with something at some point that they thought was important, because you know how powerful the people are. And then the punishment for that is to be trolled forever. Or canceled. And you can't disagree with the mob. It's funny watching people just... I used to do it, man. I used to be the same way. Be on Twitter, mad as hell. Gotta find somebody to take it out on. Gotta find a person that disagrees. Gotta find someone that disagrees. And it's so easy to just be a liar, be like, I agree with you. Like, great, you agree. And then we just do nothing. Then you just go do your life. go watch another episode of The Judge, Your Honor, or some Ozarks, or rewatch Black Panther, and just go on with life and do nothing. But you're okay with them because you agreed with them, and then that's good enough. It takes courage to disagree with people, you know, because that's when all the fury comes. But yeah, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, when you get people to agree with you and to work with you, that should be the goal. But evidently, that's not the. and haven't quite got to that part yet where it's actually about attracting people and getting buy-in and get them to actually be part of it. Speaking of being part of it, if you like this show, if you think it's got good content, why don't you become a member of the show officially by going to patreon.com, Tim's Take Live. You can also join on Facebook, YouTube. So, Periscope, Facebook, YouTube. Facebook, what's up, Facebook? Facebook has been doing an amazing job of sharing this stuff out. I know it's tough. Your friends are like, who the hell is this guy? He's not a Trump supporter or a Biden supporter. What good is he? Gregory Jackson, what's up? Deion Adams, Ryder, Evan, and Sandra, and Kitty. Thank you all for sharing this so much. I appreciate you guys doing the thing, sharing it on Facebook. Feeling good, feeling good. I have my friends out there. Monica, thank you, Monica. Thank you, Marcy. Appreciate you. Jason, what's happening? All right. Thank you. Thank you, Jimmy T. What up, man? YouTube. Scott Silva, Margarita, Dory, what's up? YouTube has some love too, man. YouTube's not, don't forget YouTube now. We got Garrett Brown, Diana M16. We got Garrett up in here. We got Jilly up in here. We got Schultz, Kelly M. Yeah. Ebony Fry from earlier. We got the Tim Black Wolfpack in here. LB Things and Lady Jackie. What's up, Lady Jackie? I'm thinking that's Lady LDY, right? Major Davis up in this joint. What's up, Major Davis? Give it up for that. Sirius 1776 or 1976. There you go, 1976. Major Davis is joined. Major Davis became a member of the show, man. That's what's up, Major. What's happening, man? Appreciate you becoming a member of the Tim Black Wolfpack. Much love to you. Welcome to it. Brian Cosby up in this joint, Dallas Taylor, and the incomparable Maryland Wolf. That's not how wolves sound, wolf. That's dogs. All right. You guys ready for it? Let me make sure I put the phone number up because tonight is a phone-in show now. Tuesdays and Fridays, people call the show, and we open phone lines. You know, so here's the number to the show, 319-527-6212. Looks like Trump's about to leave. Looks like that might happen, guys. I know people were saying he wasn't going to leave. Uh-oh. Looks like you were wrong again. Just no penalty for being wrong. Just like weathermen, you could be wrong. Because, you know, it's okay. But it looks like he's going to leave. And in fact, I read that he's leaving tomorrow morning. Getting up bright and early, heading over to Florida to do some golfing. Like nothing even happened. Don't you hate that, man, when people act like nothing happens? Wow. It would sort of be like if Corey Holcomb decided to do another 5150 show, as if nothing happened between him and Zoe. Him and Zoe are there just talking and just chilling. Nothing. you know, I did discover a lot of new YouTube channels, though. Like 50 people talked about, Corey Holcomb and Zoe Williams. And, man, I think this happened because of this, man. There's some people didn't even talk about it. They just put it in the title. Just, you cut it on. The title said, Zoe Williams and Corey Holcomb, drama on the 5150 show. Yeah, I hit play, and they was making a salad or cooking a steak or something. Oh, I just want y'all to watch me, man. That's all. I just want some hits. Trolling. So anyway, to my white audience, Corey Holcomb is a comedian. and Zoe Williams is a relationship connoisseur. Go deeper. If you ever heard somebody say go deeper, they stole it from Zoe Williams. Good up for those guys. Now, one last thing about that. One trivia. There goes a trivia item. Tim Black actually had Zoe Williams and Freeze Love on the show back in like 2014 or 15 or something like that. Yeah, yeah, you didn't know that. So anyway, back to Donald Trump, man. Back to Trump. Tim is all over the place. Now that's DNA is all over the place. Look, guys, by Trump. Yeah, man, Trump's just disappearing in the Christmas past. And that's what's happening, man. That's it. And wow, it's going to be amazing because we all know the moment Trump is gone, the healing begins. Yeah, the healing begins once Trump leaves office. I got a feeling that that's not exactly what's going to happen. In fact, I think a lot of people in cable news are going to be like, they'll be crying like somebody dropped a piece of trash in the park. Yeah, they're going to be crying, man. Donald Trump is the cash cow. How much money was made off Donald Trump's antics? Man, I'm trying to tell you, Donald Trump is amazingly good for the bottom line. I think it was one of the CEOs of ABC or CBS or one of these news organizations. He said, Donald Trump's not good for the country, but he's sure good for our bottom line. Then he went on to say privately that he didn't care much about the country, but that bottom line, that's all that's important. So Donald Trump's leaving. And okay, so here's the thing, guys. I'm not happy or sad. I mean, I'm a little happy. I'm a little sad. I'm a little happy because we all know as soon as Trump goes, life gets better. Yeah, man, cops weren't shooting black people in the street, before Trump got in office. It's like people, but I'm also, I am happy because I'll be able to say I told you so for 4 years under Biden. For 4 years, I'll be able to say I told y'all so. I'm just going to run up to Earthquake and D.L. Hughley and be like, told you so, dog. It ain't better, see? Kamala in there, she in there, but I got a feeling that Kamala's going to be a lot more high profile than Mike Pence. And there were times I forgot Mike Pence was even in the office. Well, I don't know. What did Mike Pence do? Easiest paycheck in government. Vice President. What did he do? Get the door? I don't know, man. What did he do? Order lunch? I don't know what he did. He's like a gopher on a Hollywood set. Move that shit over there. Give me a gopher over here. Get that. Put the tape on the gaffer tape on the cord. I need batteries for my mic. My battery pack's low. What did Mike Pence do? I'm being serious now. What did Mike Pence do? All right, so, yeah, Donald Trump's leaving, and now things can get back to normal. If one more person says that, I'm going to punch him in the face. Normal. I need my water. I'll be right back. See, Mike Pence should have been here. Give me water, Mike Pence. Need me a VP to get me some water when I need it. Yeah, I just, where were we? Where were we, Johnsons? Yeah. I was talking about Trump. Yeah, that's the thing, though. People are, if one more person, here it goes, if one more person says, wow, I can't wait to get things back to normal. Somebody's just like a bunch of like homeless vets and people with foreclosed homes and renters on living, squatting in tent cities all of them should just punch them in the face. Yeah, just punch them right in the jaw. Super sock them. Tamir Rice and others should just kick me right in the nuts. Right in the old gonads. Yeah. That's what should happen. In the just world, anyone who says that should fall down steps immediately and break like an ankle or hit their head really hard or something bad should happen for just being that stupid. As I said in my comedy special in 2018, it's hard being stupid nowadays. Yeah, it's kind of hard to be that stupid. Gotta really work for it. And we got all these search engines now. I remember when we used to have to look things up in actual books. That's how old Tim Black is. You know what I'm saying? Old Tim Black. Now we got the Google and Safari and DuckGo or DuckDuckGo or something. Got a lot of ways. Yeah, you gotta fight to be stupid nowadays. It was funny, I had Isaiah James on the show and he bit my joke. I'm like, where did I hear that before? I heard it from me. You watched my special. How did you steal a guy's line on his own show? Okay. Jokes. All right, guys. So look, I want everybody to take a deep breath and realize that we're going into a new realm. This is going to be different. We're going to have a Democrat back in office as if that's never happened before. That's happened a lot of times. And what continues to happen whenever we have a Democrat in office is things don't change for black people. It's never time to discuss any of our issues. When they're out of power, that's when it's time to discuss it because then they can use it to get votes. But as soon as they get power, it's like, oh man, this pen don't work. This is the black pen for executive orders for black people. Hey, sorry, this pen doesn't seem to be working. I've got to use my white pen for executive orders for white folks and for all other special interest groups. That darn black pen. Don't worry, Tim Black. We'll get a new black pen in here. We'll get Mike Pence to go get it. So it doesn't matter, man. In fact, if you are a poor person or a person of meager means, like a person, you're working class. When I say working class, people say that means just white people. And they're right. But no, it also means people who aren't rich, right? People who aren't well-to-do. People, average person, 40,000, 50,000, something, you know, less or something. The thing is, you don't get anything either. No, you don't get anything either. The thing is, they just won't show your death on TV as often. So, but, you know, like when they messed up the water in Flint, it wasn't like it skipped the White Houses. You know, if you lived in Flint, you got screwed just because proximity to brokenness. So it's you know, poor, it's class and race, inextricably connected. So, but I tell people all the time, I want them to know it's that, you know, everybody has people that are bad, like, you know, in their lives, or had people that were assholes. So America's like an asshole. When I say America, I mean the government, the structure, the system. And that system, it hates poor people of all colors, but hates poor blacks a little bit more. Just depending on what survey you're looking at, it could be a lot more. But that's all. Don't worry about that. We got Joe Biden now. Yeah, man, Joe Biden's going to get in there with that empathy. He's going to give all the kids empathy, you know, sandwiches. Create some empathy jobs. Yeah. Yeah. All that empathy. Amazing what he's going to do with all that empathy. He's going to use all that empathy to lower our interest rates, release that student debt, legalize cannabis. All that empathy. Can't wait, man. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing, man. Donald Trump, did he pardon Lil Wayne yet? Did he pardon Lil Wayne? I don't know. Here's the thing, guys. That's good for Lil Wayne because Lil Wayne about to be in a big-ass jail. That's what he's going to do. Lil Wayne about to do some big time. So, I'm happy for him. Like, I'm not unhappy for him. What good is having another brother in jail? You know? I don't want him to go to jail. I want him to read a book, though. The Racism Does Exist book would be helpful. That'd be a good book to start with. But yeah, maybe The Black Tax by Sean Rochester. That'd be a good book. Yeah. So, Post-Traumatic Slave Disorder by Dr. Joy DeGruy would be a good book. Be a good book. I got another book, too. From Here to Equality. Yeah. Dr. Sandy Dirty. That'd be a good book, too, Johnson. Yeah, all these great books. So, I want to get fired up, but I don't know, man. I'm just very cynical today. I feel very cynical about this whole thing. Very cynical because they're lying to us and telling us that everything's going to be okay. They're telling us that everything now is back to normal, and there's going to be a bunch of excuses. I saw a thing where it showed Schumer and McConnell like kissing or something. That they're going to be working together. So you mean to tell me black people busted their ass to get Joe Biden elected just for these fuckers to go on there and say, let's just all, hold on. I know we own the House and the Senate, but let's throw in the towel and do whatever they want to do. Yeah, let's find consensus. See, consensus means all that work that was put in to get Joe Biden's ass in there, he's going to use well, we can't do that because we need to govern as a country. And I can't do that because morally, it wouldn't be right to take advantage of all these votes that we had. And what good is winning, Joe, if when you win, you don't even do, it's like you go, okay, we can't do this because we want to use our power after winning that we earned by winning. It's like hitting the lottery and saying, we still broke, y'all. Yeah, we're still broke. But I thought we hit the lottery, mama. Child. And I don't know why I'm saying child. Nobody say that no more, dude. We're going to live like we broke. What's the point of hitting the lottery? Get a new car and then drive the old car. Leave the new car parked. Oh, we can't drive that new car. No, 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 no. Bring out the Jim Clyburn voice on your ass. No, no, no. I know cars. And new cars need to be parked. We got to drive this stagecoach. So that's what the Democrats have planned for you. So because they don't have the excuse of saying they don't have the power, now it's going to be, it wouldn't be right. We can't Trumpify this thing. They'll be using Trump's name for everything. No, see, we don't want to do like Trump. We want to bring the country together, and bringing the country together means black people need to shut up and go sit down somewhere because we ain't doing nothing you need us to do. Poor people, go sit down. Nobody pay attention to you no way. Poor working together means not listening to poor people, not caring about poverty and homelessness and stuff like that. We got time for that. Look at the big picture, man. The big picture, we need to bring it all together. Bring us all together. That means I have to listen to the conservatives. I'm not the president of poor America. I'm the president of corporations. So that's really what it's going to be, guys. And like, I'm here for all the smoke. I want all the smoke. I'm going to be reporting on it. Now, I may get deplatformed. I was talking to my webmaster. I was like, hey, I need to do everything on my website. I'm getting my website up and running. I need a member section and all that stuff, like all the big YouTubers, all the big commentators have like they have like a website and a membership thing, and they'd be like, hey, another 15,000 members joined. So that's what I need, because they're going to be deplatforming like a mug. Yeah. They're going to be deplatforming, so that's not going to be nice. It's not going to be good, Johnson. And that's just what I see happen. But hey, at least we got rid of Trump, right? Yeah, at least we got rid of Trump. Question of the day. Yeah, but then there are people who think that not getting rid of Trump was good too. Like, there are people who don't realize that Trump sucked. No, they don't. Their whole thing is to say, so what, we got rid of Trump, but Trump's stand is not good either. Here it is. Both parties suck, Johnson. Now, sometimes I don't know which party you really support. Because it sounds like you say you don't support any party, but the way you, like, every time anybody brings up Trump, you go, well, Trump's not the problem. Oh, yo, every president has been a problem. In one way, shape, or form or another. Like, I wasn't going around going, well, Obama wasn't a problem. No, he was a problem, Johnson. You mean the drink the dirty water in Flint guy, the deporter-in-chief, pull your pants up Pookie guy, that guy? He was a problem. Deregulation guy, make gig jobs like real jobs when they aren't real jobs guy. That guy, yeah, that guy was a problem. Drop more bombs than Bush in his whole term, in his first year? Come on, Johnson. Obama dropped so many bombs, they ran out of bombs, Johnson. What was it, 226,000 bombs? I never once uttered the words, Obama's not a problem. Well, we got people who love running around saying Trump's not the problem. They never said that about Obama. So, like, to me, that's hypocritical because whoever's in power is definitely a problem. I'm not saying they're the whole problem. You know, we got other entities. It's a system. It's not just one person, no matter who that person is. You know, so, you know, keep the same energy. That's all. If you had the energy that it wasn't Trump and his swamp creatures, I mean, half of his people were directly out of George Bush's past, Christmas past. How can it not be a problem? He had Betsy DeVos. Come on, man. That's not a problem. He could have got Coach Carter. Somebody with some... And even she put on his ass at the end. Well, I gotta go. Well, I gotta. I'm tired of working. Listen to these HBCU black kids tell me how bad I am. Hasn't been good for my self-esteem. Drinking a mimosa at 11 a.m. and shit. I know Betsy DeVos wish she would have gave the RNC all that money. That's how she got that seat. So, guys, it's like everybody has a different opinion about it, but my opinion is pretty solid. And that's just that. You get what you pay for. You know? So I'm going to do a lot of I Told You So's. You know, that's what I'm going to do. It's going to be a year, a couple years, It's going to be a couple years of that. But I'm not excited about Trump leaving. I'm sort of like, I'm glad it's over. But I know they're going to be still using his name. It's possible they'll charge him with something. Just to take away some of that money, Just to distract us from Biden's 100 days. 100 days. So here's the thing, guys. Joe Biden, I don't know what he owes black people. I don't know what he owes white people. I don't know what he owes the poor. I don't know. I know one thing, though. He owes a lot of corporations and special interest groups. Yeah. So those are going to be the first constituents on this list. There you go. There's nothing in America. It's nothing in America we can't do. It's nothing we can't do. There's never been anything that Americans have put their mind to that they couldn't do. Can we get universal health care? Accept that. Mm-hmm. Come on, man. Come on, fat. Don't you say there's nothing we couldn't do when we put our minds to it? Like, can we put our minds to some damn health care, buddy? No, not that. That. Come on, whoa. Thought you said anything, man. I meant more like planting a garden. So, just know, look, we're going to go through this together. We'll go through this process together where we try to hold it together and we try to just call it for what it is and do our best to activate the thought muscles of Americans and people across the globe on the Tim Black Wolfpack and share information. And I want us the next year or so to get more into see, we need this COVID to leave because I want us to form groups. I want like a book club and a action program, I have ideas. Man, I've been getting some information about it's not easy starting anything now. I was hearing people were telling me stuff about Nick Braun. I'm like, my God. It's like, wow, man. Woo! I'm not in it. I'm just saying, I want people to know there's a lot of things being said. I told Mrs. Black I'm going to stay out of this stuff. Yeah, I'm going to stay out the fray. It's not good for my mental health, man. I mean, I grew up in the era you just punch somebody in the mouth. Now you can't punch them in the mouth. And they just say what they want to say. They make up stuff. So, yeah. It's a very violent past. Can't just, I'll be over there. Yeah, that's where we came from, man. Can't punch everybody in the mouth anymore. Can't even say mean things. You're a brute, Tim Black. You told this person that you didn't like him. So look, guys, the phone number is up, 319-527-6212. Buy Trump. Everybody get Trump his send-off. That'd be nice. I'm sorry, getting his numbers in order. And that's what we'll be doing tonight, talking about the last day of Trump. The last day of Trump. Woo, that sounds crazy, don't it? Yeah. Let's do that. Let's go to break. Let's come back. Let's get the phone calls going. And let's make it happen, Johnson. Wolfpack. Right back in 2 minutes.
Banana in the tailpipe. Don't be fooled by corporate media talking heads misleading the people. Get your news and information from an entity that keeps it real. Tim Black. Tim Black is the host of The Tim Black Show. Independent news that leaves you informed, inspired, and sometimes entertained, but always in the know. Go to TimBlackTV.com and sign up today. The Tim Black Show is news for people who can't stand the news. See you there.
That was quick. That was quick. To the quick. Cut to it, Johnson. Okay, guys. I don't know why this thing. Am I hearing static? Am I hearing static? I am hearing static, Johnson. You guys hearing static? I don't know. It's my headphones, Johnson. Goodness gracious. Damn it. Something with that. Goodness gracious. I might have to put the other headphones on, Johnson. Yeah, I am hearing that. Damn. What is that noise coming from? This is not good. That's not good, Johnson.
Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Don't be fooled by corporate media talking heads misleading the people. Get your news and information from an entity that keeps it real. Tim Black. Tim Black is the host of The Tim Black Show. Independent news that leaves you informed, inspired, and sometimes entertained, but always in the know. Go to timblacktv.com and sign up today. The Tim Black Show is news for people who can't stand the news. See you there.
Testing 1, 2. Testing. All right. Looks like my microphone was just up too loud, I think. But we're about to find out, Johnsons. All right. Had some weird buzzing going on. Change my headphones, try some stuff. All right, guys, let's go to the first call. Okay. Bannon was pardoned per reports. What? Get out of here. Steve Bannon was pardoned? Okay, so let's go to the first call. Thank you, Steve. Thank you. I don't know what that was. It looked like it was just the mic volume was just up too high. But now it's like no noise. Things happen, Johnson. All right, so I'm going to go to the first call in the queue. 817. 817, how you doing? You're live. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hello. Hi, Tim. This is Candace calling from the DFW. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, Candace? What's on your mind, sister?
I just really want to talk about this sad case of old bones Mitch McConnell with this like really bullshit ass, I don't know what you call it, that he gave on the floor. Like all of a sudden he cares now. He's upset with the rioters or the intruders or whatever you want to call them. I don't know. And Lindsey Graham, I can't. Miss Thing, I cannot with Miss Lindsey. I can't. Like, why are they still in office? How did these people get reelected? I don't understand. And I also loved you on Corey Holcomb Show 50 Show, I think is what it's called.
5150, yes.
It was great.
Yeah,
I'm
Candace.
sorry.
Yeah, sister. I still got you.
Well, really, that's all I wanted to do was call in and complain about Bitch McConnell and Miss Lindsay. I can't stand them.
Right.
I hate it. It's horrible. And I love Corey on your show, too. It was great. I love her. She's a breath of fresh air. She sounds like my auntie. Like, I love it.
Well,
okay, y'all have a good night. Wolfpack. I see you guys.
Thanks. Hey,
Love
thank
you,
you.
Tim.
Hey, love you back, sister. Thank you, Candace, for calling up. Give it up for Candace, y'all. I got thrown for a minute. Mrs. Black came down to tell me that my mic wasn't up loud enough. I think if I just need to sit up on the mic like, you know, you're supposed to have this mic like right in your face, right? I'm supposed to be on the mic like this. This thing need to be up a little higher too. Let me try to adjust it a little bit, guys. Can I adjust it a little bit here? Let's see this one. Because that's really the way you're supposed to use this mic. It's like this is you see this mic everywhere. It's like an industry standard, right? And your mouth is supposed to be like almost like right in this mic, right? So there we go. And I hear a little buzz, but not too much. All right. So now I'm going to go to the next call. 347. 347, you're live. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, Tim Black.
What up, what up, what up?
From Harlem. How you doing?
What's going on, my brother?
Yes, sir. Wolfpack, I love you. And I'm not a lone wolf no more. I'm part of the Wolfpack now. I want to let all my... Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Thank you for joining, bro. Appreciate you.
Yeah, I listen diligently to all my Wolfpack partners, and I'm no longer by myself. Listen, I support the symbolism, brothers. This is all about what the Democratic Party is pushing to us. And, you know, I love the Kamala Harris. She's a black woman, and the Joe Biden, and he's going to do so much for us. And it represents so much. Tomorrow is such a great day, and we are really going to be included into this American society, all of us, black, white, Indian, all of us. So I appreciate that. And the white supremacy, that's not really a problem because these people are patriots. You know, they really want to change the dynamic of America. They don't want the vote stolen. I mean, we have to be on board. These guys are not white supremacists. These are our neighbors. We love them. You know, they just have passion. You know, Wolfpack, I'm with you guys now. So, you know, and going forward with our other agendas, we have to push for our people who are disparaged because of their sexual proclivities and their, you know, whatever people are dealing with. We have to deal with our weak, our fallen soldiers in America, whoever they are, whatever they're dealing with. We have to put them in the forefront. We have to recognize everybody. This is very important to the trajectory that we're going in America. So this is a great day. Tomorrow is going to be a great day. You know, the black agenda, don't worry about that. We could do that another time. Right now is a good time. Wolfpack, let's go. Put your fist up. We have to go and support our brothers in arms, you know, because they're hurting, you know. You know, they're trying to lock our brothers up. They can't lock them up. If you lock up all these white supremacists, then what do we have? We don't have infrastructure anymore. Wait. Well, they disabled the infrastructure in the black community in the 90s.
Hold on, man. Hold on. Why are you talking as if my supporters and my viewers like support like the people that ran into the... Why are you talking as if my people support the insurrectors or the invaders or the Trumpers? Like, this is not a Trump channel, so I know you're being sarcastic and it's not really working because I don't know where this is going from, but where you're going with this, why are you equating us? Like, why is your sarcasm leading me to believe you think that we support Trump supporters or something?
Tim,
yeah,
no, you have a lot of you got a lot of the Wolfpack that love me and support me.
Okay.
My sarcasm comes from the demographic of your supporters who do try to vilify my voice. And listen, I go to your comments. A lot of your Wolfpack, they love me, but I'm just speaking to those in the Wolfpack who are really the lone wolves and try to vilify my voice, and that's all I'm doing. And they try to speak on the statements that I say that should be amplified.
Yeah, man. Now, maybe it's just me, man, but it's like totally like missing your point, man. I didn't get your point.
No, Tim. Tomorrow is a great day. Tomorrow's a great day.
Yeah, no one here is celebrating it though. Nobody here is celebrating it though, man. We're not Biden supporters here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've been here enough to know that we don't support Biden.
I do know that.
Okay, cool. That's what's up. Yeah.
We do try to disparage.
Yeah. All right, Joe, man. Be safe, man. What's going on, man?
All jokes aside, Tim. All jokes aside, Tim.
Okay.
You know, I appreciate your pack. I appreciate the space. And I know there's those who listen to me, but I'm trying to make a point to those who try to slither into this space and try to deflect from, real voices, real truth. Because, Tim, you talking real truth. That's why I'm here. I'm amplifying the truth that you don't necessarily want to say. A lot of people don't necessarily want to put out there.
What's that, brother?
And I'm just speaking to...
Let's just say it, Joe. What's the truth we don't want to say, bro?
Just say it, bro. It's total deflection. Like, yeah, it's all deflection. I mean, the last caller, he said, the police beat me up just as much as you. And then the very next day, they stormed the Capitol.
What caller you talking about said that? What last caller?
There was a caller after I spoke. He said, brother, I appreciate the brother from Harlem, but you know what? The police beat me up just as much, and we all in one accord, and we all won. And it's like, I'm not prepared. I know a lot of your Wolfpack are not prepared for these deflections. The police do not beat you up. The police do not treat you the way they treat us. So stop with this, like, bait and switch.
I don't remember that call, bro. I don't remember that call, man.
No, I'm not saying you should remember it. I'm not saying you should remember it.
Yeah, because that's some bullshit. I just said...
Hear me. No, Tim, no. I don't even know who this guy is. I don't even know if he's Wolfpack. I'm Wolfpack. What I'm saying is there's a lot of people who try to change the conversation. And what he said was specifically that, I appreciate the brother from Harlem, but we all on one accord, because when I go out and the police are the enemy, bro, your brethren stormed the Capitol building the very next day after I made that phone call. So, I'm carrying that energy. Like, you're not going to change this energy that Tim Black is presenting to you and make it some type of we all are all-inclusive. He's not all-inclusive. The judge released the guy from Arkansas who sat in Pelosi's office. Like, just stop playing with us. Yeah, this is the real Wolfpack. We got fangs. Stop playing with us. This is not a game.
All right, bro.
So I try to use sarcasm, Tim. I try to use sarcasm and get my point across. I try to use a soft approach, but nobody can really say what's really happening anymore until now. This is a perfect opportunity. I want to take up all your time. I love you, Wolfpack. I'm out here. Y'all know I'm out here.
All right, now. All right, Joe. Well, thank you for calling up, man. Hey, man, look. As a student of comedy, right? And I never really intended to do that. Like, of course, I like making jokes and like being witty, what have you, but an old friend of mine or ex-friend or someone I haven't talked to in a couple of years, he was like, Tim, you want to go on a comedy tour with me? This person is a performing comedian. So I was like, well, what'd I do? He said, well, just talk, man. You're funny. Just talk. So I started studying comedy, right? This was like a couple years ago. And I learned that sarcasm is the hardest form of comedy. Bar none. Like, that probably like improvisation or juggling or some shit. Like, that's the hardest thing. So, yeah, brother. If somebody called up and said that white people get beat up, whatever. I think it was just a disconnection, and with your intention and the way it was coming off. Your intention and the way it was coming off. So I was just trying to clear it up because I didn't understand. And we do have some Wolfpack members who are giddy about Joe Biden. That's some bullshit. So I don't know those people. Like, maybe they're here to get educated. You know, it's YouTube, man. Like, anybody could be in our comment section. But I doubt anybody, like, I don't know anyone who's really giddy about. Hell, most Democrats aren't giddy about him. It's just people that want to give it a Trump. But I haven't ran into a single person that was excited about Joe Biden. You know what I'm saying? But, once again, guys, it's a miscommunication. I feel you. Let's keep the party going, man. Wow. 412. 412, you're live. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, Tim, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. Who's this?
Hi. Hey, Tim, it's Christian from Washington Heights.
What's up, Christian? What's on your mind, my friend?
What's up? What's up, man? Yeah, it's third time calling in. Huge fan of the show. I just wanted to talk a little bit about what comes next with this transition, even though I don't really see it as a transition. It's funny, you were just talking about, comedy and stuff, and I'm an actor. So I sort of look at it like America, the American Empire, it's like one big show. And every 4 years or 8 years, there's a different maybe, leading actor on stage or on the screen, but, the production company and the big bosses and the big, corporations and the studios are the big background. The background is all the same. It's just, maybe just different faces. And I think we have to be really aware of that moving into the next administration. I think we're fortunate that we have a left that's hopefully more awake than it was under Obama. A lot's, changed, of course, with the pandemic. And I think it's, especially with all the growing awareness, around the racial injustice issues, I think hopefully it's changing. But I think the whole issue with the insurrection at the Capitol was in many ways just, I watched this really great, and I know you've had Professor Cornel West on the program, a great interview with him and Chris Hedges on RT. And he was saying, it was the chickens coming home to roost of the American Empire. And it was amazing to see people saying that this isn't us, this isn't who we are. A lot of, white moderates saying that. I lived in Mexico till I was 4. I have my privileges, but I've also been a marginalized voice. But it was kind of disgusting to me to see people saying this isn't who we are and saying this is what we see in third world countries. And it's like, yeah, that's what we do. That's what, the coups that we try to stage or successfully stage and, topple. I think it's since the 60s, some 40-some, different democratically elected countries, with our corporate empire. America was founded, on stolen land, oppressing and murdering indigenous people, enslaving African bodies. And this is what the American empire has always been. So we can't be foolish in thinking that, as you said, that everything's just going to go away. And so I think moving into this next phase, we also have to be aware that even though this cabinet, I when I first called in, first time we talked about Cecilia Munoz taking over immigration services, as well as, you mentioned the lieutenant general who is taking over for, the Pentagon. So it's a mixed bag in some of these appointments, but I think that more than anything, it's not that we need, more diverse oppressors. We need real change. And if Joe Biden was such a decent guy, wouldn't a decent guy give us health care? So I think that there's just many lessons to be learned. We have to be smart and strategic, as I also mentioned, I think in my second call, with the whole fraud squad thing. Again, it's ridiculous. That's not what the left needs to be. We don't need to punch, down or left or right. We need to punch up. And the system is the fraud. I think that you've, gone there before. And for me, it's just about decommodifying and decoupling the basics of human life: housing, healthcare, transportation, education, technology and internet from capital. That's what I'd like to see. And so I thank you for your voice and the time. And we got to keep fighting Wolfpack, and we got to stay awake over these, next couple of years, because the fight is just ahead of us. Yesterday was King's holiday, and his legacy is whitewashed. His legacy, he was, for me, and I think for many, people on the left, we recognize him for what he was, a clear voice, moral voice for democratic socialism and anti-capitalism. And it was the march for freedom and jobs. Like you said, it's the United Corporation of America. It's not, the United. We need the Poor People's Campaign. We need the war on poverty and the war on drugs. And thank you for the time, and let's keep fighting together with the Wolfpack. Thank you, man.
Thank you, Christian, man. Damn good call, Christian. Damn good call, brother. Damn good call. That's a great call. And Reverend Barber, did anyone hear his words? I think there's a Now This video. There is a Now This video out with Reverend Barber, who's been on the show as well. I mean to shout that out more often, man. I forget to mention my brother, but the Poor People's Campaign, for Moral Revival, big time supporter of Bishop Barber, Reverend Barber, and he was at the pulpit. He was at I don't know what this event was, and he was talking about Martin Luther King Jr. and what Martin Luther King Jr. stood for, and all the people in the room. And he said, you can't say that you support or you idolize or you revere Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. when you don't support his policies. And then he pointed out the governor who was there and said, ain't that right, Governor such and such? Don't say you support Dr. King if you don't support his policies. And I'm trying to tell you guys, it's Reverend Barber put it down, Johnson. He spoke truth to power, and he did it right there in front of state officials, Congress people from Tennessee. I don't know who those are. Who's from Tennessee? So anyway, I think we're pretty clear on how we feel about Biden and what we feel about this moment. And I agree that it's a system problem. We have a system issue. And it's going to take so many people that we don't need to be alienating people if we really want to have a chance at galvanizing these people against this system. I'm going to next call, Christian, but I appreciate that. 931. 931, you're live. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, Tim.
What's up?
Hey, Tim, it's Brandon. I'm calling again. Yeah, man, with the woman from Detroit, Hey, look, I hope that this country moves forward, but we have a big challenge, Tim. My neighbor is 65 years old. She's a widow. She's a white lady, and she reminds me a lot of my mother because I'm biracial. And from time to time, I'll go over there about once a week and shoot the shit with her. And we'll talk a lot about politics. And she's a big, what she says, physical conservative, a big Trumper. And I stayed away from her after the election for a couple of weeks because I knew it really bothered her. But I went over there yesterday, and I stayed about an hour with her. And the disinformation that this person believes, Tim, she told me, she quit watching Fox News, by the way. And she told me, she goes, Brandon, all I do is just sit here and get mad all day. And I'm like, Rhonda, that's unhealthy. You shouldn't be sitting there just getting mad. And her disinformation is when she started talking about the suitcases and them pulling pallets out from under the table, which was just debunked on 60 Minutes this Sunday with their election officials, And they showed the entire video where the Trump people just showed where the woman's pulling, a box out of a table and didn't understand that, didn't tell the American people that they got told they was going to stop counting at 10 o'clock. So they sealed the boxes, put them under the table, and was going to go home. And then they said, nope, the governor said or whatever, that we're going to keep counting. So then they go back and then they pull them out from under the table and they start counting. And I had to show her that entire video and she couldn't even comment on it. It was like she wanted to say it's not true, but it was dead in her face. And there's so many of these, which I kind of understood what the guy from Harlem was saying, where he was going with it, but yeah, he was being a smart ass about it, But, it's like, how do I tell, like, my neighbor who's been over here for, Christmas dinner or Thanksgiving dinner in the past, first time she ever ate collard greens, and she's 65. Obviously, she's never known any black people, and but it's like the disinformation that these people believe, it's like they're going to go in a hole. So, do we just say, hey, fuck you, and that's it? Or do we try to, guide them out slowly and gently? I have no idea because they're furious right now.
Wow. Brandon, man. Wow, that's a question, man. Look, we're going to table that question, Big, because that's the question of the month, right? Hey, guys, Brandon wants to know, these Trump supporters and people who maybe not Trump supporters, but people that believe, maybe have a different ideology, look at it a different way, or whatever, what do we do? And I think Brandon is talking about Trump supporters. That lady was a Trump supporter. Do we try to sprinkle some facts on them? Or do we say, you know what? Let's focus on building with the people we need to build with. Let's focus on the people that are somewhat aware of what's going on. Okay, so I'm going to take the first stab at this. I'm just going to say, I have a motto. Damn it. I have a motto. Sprinkle some facts on them. Okay, so when they sprinkle some facts on them, motto is, well, we don't spend a whole lot of time trying to convince people, because you never convince people of anything. You realize that people believe what they want to believe. And until they allow themselves to accept a different narrative or a different point of view, they're not going to accept it. Like, they have to have their defenses down in order to do that. So what I'd like to do is say, hey, just give people like a thing they care about, give them a little bit of information and allow them to do some work. So becoming aware, becoming educated is an active sport. You can't become aware of something without seeking out the information. So us coming up to people, trying to teach them and trying to give them information, I don't think that's going to work. What I think works is planting a seed and allowing them to take the initiative. And I know that anything that I've ever learned, that I've ever found useful, I got involved. My ass got in gear. I sorted it out. So, that's the way I would go. Take it from somebody who went door to door when he was a little kid, telling people that do you believe in paradise and you want to live forever? From a background of being a Jehovah's Witness, knocking on the door and getting many doors slammed in my face, I learned a couple things about that. So, I would just say that's my take on it. I'm not saying don't talk to people. Sure, talk to people. But, the lights cutting on in the house, like you could hit the switch, but if they don't have the electric company doesn't have them on the grid, there's nothing gonna happen when you hit the switch, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, if the bulb is out, the wiring's screwy, and they don't have no power, That switch ain't gonna work. And also, let's not be so focused on them like all the lights cutting on, because that's more for us. Like sometimes I felt that it was a little bit self-gratuitous, right? Where people are just like, you just want to be the one that woke them up. No, man, like so I had to realize instant gratification is a selfish thing, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's a beautiful thing when you get that gift, but it also can be, that can't be the end all be all. So you give them the information, it's be better. Instead of a person agreeing, it's better for a person to disagree with you in that moment. Go look it up. Become curious about it. Go looks it up. Convinces themselves. And now they become an evangelist. They become a mouthpiece. As opposed to you talking to them, you talking to them, you talking to them. They resist, they resist, they resist. Then maybe they'll kind of agree with you to get rid of you. And then they don't go do any work. Because now they're so defensive, they wanna hold on to their position even more. Anyway, that's my opinion, brother. I went kind of far around the weeds on that. Hope it made sense. Brandon, I appreciate your phone call, my friend. 561, you're live. What's your name? What's your comment?
How you doing, Tim?
What's up, man? Who's this?
This is Ty from South Florida.
Ty, what's going on, man? Talk to me.
I know Trump's supposedly going to leave tomorrow. I know he says he will. I hope he does. But I want to complain about him one more time while he's still the president. And I haven't seen the entire list, but I tried to look it up a few minutes ago, just before your show started, actually. And I found a couple of names on that pardon list. If anybody else has got that pardon list, I'd be interested to know, who actually all he did pardon. But the one name that stuck out to me that I'm just really upset about is Joe Arpaio. And he is just a disgusting individual. I can't stand him. I probably complain about police brutality probably every time I call the show, or at least attempt to, while sticking my foot in my mouth. But I mean, he's done so much stuff that we do know about. But if Trump pardoned him, I'm wondering what he did that we don't know about. And I've heard on other sources that different police departments around the country actually sent police officers down to the insurrection in plain clothes to be part of the riot. And if Trump is pardoning Arpaio, signs kind of point to that to him. I don't know that he did. It's just speculation, but I can't stand Joe Arpaio. He deserves to spend his life in prison. I'm really upset about the pardon. And I'm not excited for Joe Biden, but I am really happy Trump's leaving. I am. I can't help it. I see a difference in America under a president like Obama and a president like Trump. And I have big problems with the way Obama governed. I'm not trying to defend the way he governed the country, but there's a big difference in the country now and the country 4 years ago. It's pretty obvious. And I'm glad he's gone, and Joe Arpaio needs and deserves to spend the rest of his life in prison. Can't stand that guy. Thanks for giving me my time. I just got called into work. I'm a locksmith. I got to go unlock some kind of RV. Girl called it a Chevrolet. I'm like, where did you come from that you don't know the word Chevrolet? Anyway, I got to go. Thanks for giving me my time, buddy. Bye.
You got it, man. You got a good enough time, y'all. That's hilarious. A Chevrolet. Yeah, I get your point. There are people. Yeah. Wow. I'll let somebody else comment. I'm talking too much tonight, but I understand your point of view on that. I get your point of view. Next call, 407. Here we go. 407, you're live. What's your name? What's your comment?
Alex, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. Who's this?
Alex from Florida.
What's going on, man? What's going on, Alex?
You know, the one thing that I think could come fit up to the whole thing that's happening a couple of weeks is that now Trump probably can't run again in 4 years, and the Democrats can't really fearmonger about Trump getting a second term next go around. So that's the one hope that I have, that we get out of these last 2 weeks, so they can't play the fear-mongering card for Trump, and now they can sign all these other Republicans and they'll get accepted. So if they want to vote back.
Yeah, Alex, man, we're having a really hard time hearing you, brother. Really hard time hearing you. The call volume I have is up all the way, guys. I can't raise the volume any higher. I can't hear the caller. Okay. Yeah, Alex, we couldn't hear you. Goodness gracious, man. People need to do a sound check on their phones when they call up. 619, you're live. What's your name? What's your comment, 619? People need to do a sound check on their phones when they call up. 619, you're live. What's your name? What's your comment? 619.
Hello?
Yes, you're live.
Okay, let me turn down the volume here. I am relieved. I am no fan of Joe Biden's, believe me. But Trump on the 6th, I mean, he was becoming a dictator. We didn't need that to show or prove anything. I'm not a fan of Joe Biden, but I mean, I am so relieved that jackass is leaving. I cannot even put it into words. I've heard people bitching about Lindsey Graham and you know, McConnell. He said what he said today and laid the whole thing at Trump's feet because he heard the deafening sound of all the 1%ers and the corporations simultaneously slamming shut their checkbooks. Wasn't out of decency, but the thing about it is last night on PBS, and maybe a lot of people already know about her, but last night on PBS, the 18th, if you go to 48 minutes and 8 seconds into the show, you will see such a wonderful human being. It will restore anybody and everybody's faith in humanity. There's a 22-year-old woman named Amanda Gorman who is going to do the poem for the inauguration. You know, everybody here is going to be up late tonight. Take 5 minutes, 8 minutes, and watch the interview with this woman. She has so much charisma, and she is so smart, and she is down to earth. And I mean, I cannot say, I mean, this kind of charisma coming through the television, I mean, I've only seen a couple of times in my life. She started a literacy program for kids when she was 16. She was named the Teenage Poet Laureate, and she does poetry to symphonic music, and people go and see her, and she's just about the cutest thing you have ever seen in your life. I just can't say enough good things about her. I'm just hoping that, please, if anybody will just go and, if you're going to watch the Biden inauguration tomorrow, I guarantee you she will be the highlight of the show. I mean, I'm not a salesman, clearly, but she's so absolutely wonderful. Please go and see who she is and find out about her. With all the Lindsey Grahams in the world and the Donald Trumps and all the assholes that follow him, this will restore your faith in humanity. She's absolutely wonderful.
All right, brother.
That's what I have to say.
All right, well, thank you for the phone call, my friend. Amanda Gorman is magic, apparently. So let's go find out about Amanda Gorman. See what the all the ruckus is. You know, I'll bite. I'll find out. I'll take a look. I'll be up. Yeah, my schedule is jacked up. I will definitely be up, so I might as well take a look at it. 231, you're live. What's your name? What's your comment? 231.
Abigail's dad here, Kim. How you doing tonight?
I'm good, man. What's going on with you? What's on your mind?
Oh, out here in the shop working on a snowmobile. I think a snowmobile, it's kind of like a Mega. It takes a lot of time. I've been working on one part trying to get it removed for over a week and a half. But I know as long as I don't rush things, and I got this gear puller on here, and I keep on soaking it with oil and working on it and giving it love. And every day I come out here and a little bit more oil and a little bit more work, at some point, this part will come off this snowmobile. And that's the same as those Megas. I talked to one of them tonight who's a dear friend of mine. He's been a friend of mine for 10 years. And he started that conversation on the phone with, by golly, did you see what happened in the fraud? And I didn't even argue with him. I learned a long time ago, don't argue with them because you don't get nowhere. I just said to him, I says, geez, I remember a little bit of fraud earlier this year. Did you see that Democratic primary, buddy? Yeah, I did. Did you see what they did to your guy? I said, yes, I did. We are not as far apart in this country as certain factions would lead us to believe with that other side. Some of those people, I'll give it to them. They're way out there. But some of them aren't. Mm-hmm. And if you sat down, and clearly, he's a good friend of mine. He owns a little trucking company, and he owns 3 trucks. And if you talk to him, other than that red-blue thing, if you get away from that, the issues that concern him concern all of us. And I think, because I learned math up here in Michigan, and the math I learned, 1,400 is not 2,000. I know that. That's the math I learned. And I am sure that most of the people, unless you know some kind of trigonometry, calculus, something that can convert those numbers that way, which I don't, most people know basic math. And most people in this country are going to be able to figure out that 1,400 ain't 2,000. And they're going to see through these empty promises. They're going to see business as usual. And the one thing I can tell you, because I have enough Mega friends, and I don't push them or whatever, maybe a fact may get sprinkled here or there, but I just let them be them. But by golly, they know the same math, and they're watching. And what this regime does not realize is just because Joe Biden went into the White House doesn't mean everybody's going to stop watching. Everybody's watching now. They're tuned into the show, and they're going to follow this from day one to day end. And that's just a reality of how things are going to work this go round. And people are paying attention, and they're not going to be happy. That's all I got, Tim. You have a good night, and you take care. I'd like you, Abby, say hi, but she's up in the house, and I'm out in the shop. So, but trust me, she would like to be on the phone. I know that. You have a good night, brother.
You too, man. Abigail's dad, y'all. Give it up. And shout out to Abigail. Yeah. I love hearing these type of stories because, you know, I know it exists where they're just people who they see through the nonsense as well. They may have a different take on what they think will get it done, what will make America a better America. They may have a different idea of that, but they haven't been introduced to a lot of these concepts yet. And if you leave it to the corporate media, they're going to misinform people all the way. Like, look, here's the thing, guys. Like, I don't know if you realize this, but I've gotten a crash course in media over the last years. And they want you to be on one side or the other side of an issue. That's what they want. That's the marketing plan. Be one way. And vilify the other side. That's it. That's what they want you to do. That's the game. That's what they... So, as Abigail's dad pointed out, they want you to believe that America's so divided. That's the whole selling point. But there have been times we've been more divided than this. Absolutely. I don't know, anybody remember segregation? There was a time. There was a time. I'm not saying, you know, that things are perfect. That they're far from perfect. The black tax, Sean Rochester talks about the black tax. But no, it's not. This is not a uniquely divided time. This is a uniquely bottom of the barrel corporate media time, maybe. Like never before have they been so brazen in the divisive or the way they report. You know, and part of that has to do with Trump. See, there are going to be some people now. I hope that Abigail's dad is right. I hope that people stay awake. I believe that more people will be paying attention because Trump was a hell of a wake-up call. And the media's reaction to Trump was a hell of a wake-up call. But what I don't want, and this is the fight, is going to be making sure people understand that these problems are still existing under Biden. Because the media will cease to report on them. That's the problem. That'll be the problem. They will not report on it. So people will have a false sense of normalcy. But just because no one hears you scream doesn't mean you're not screaming. And just because no one sees, you know, no one's counting the amount of homelessness or the amount of pain or suffering or incarceration or just because you're not being told it, if you close your eyes at the scary movie, the people on the screen still got chopped up in the movie. You just close your eyes, you don't see it. If you cut the channel off, the program's still playing. You don't have to see it for it to be going down, Johnson. All the crap that we cause around this globe, we're not privy to everything. We don't even we don't see a tenth of it. But it's happening. Afghanistan, Iraq, it's happening, Johnson. And Yemen, it's not being reported. So that's the problem. That's the problem that we face. That's the battle. That's the war. There it is right there, Johnson. So, and people have different ways of trying to combat that. My way is this show. People doing different things. Thank you, callers. You're doing your part as well when you call up. Let me go to the next call. Okay, I look like I lost my 202. But my 980. I had a 980. Did I lose my 980? Okay, I had 304? Goodness gracious. The whole queue starts moving. Okay, let's go with 541. 541 and then 585 after that.
Hey, Tim.
Hey, how you doing? Who's this?
Hey, Tim.
Hey.
This is Aaron from Oregon. I've called you a couple times.
That's what's up, man. What's on your mind,
I also
brother?
donate to the show.
My man.
I just wanted to once again put my resume because you said you needed help a while back, and you say you only got a couple people, so just always saying I'm always here to help, especially against, voice to power.
That's what's up, man. Yes.
First point I want to make, I see this a lot, and I'm so tired of it as a former soldier, and I want you to know I'm a mixed race person, black dad, white mom. So I remember your interview with Bill Duke about the paper bag. I wasn't allowed to go into certain churches when I was younger, and I'm only 38 years old. So just a little tidbit there. Third world country, to everyone out there that listens to you, means a country that didn't participate in World War II or was created afterwards. I'm so tired of people trying to use that to downplay brown people, and I'm sorry for the F word, sorry. I'm so sick of that because we deserve better. Okay, a lot of those countries were formed, especially in Africa and stuff, after the breakup of the British Empire. Secondly, to a lot of the other callers you had about the Trump supporters and things and people talking, I do applaud people who are trying to do that, and I get that, but half of my family is white, and they went full Trump, and I'm going to tell you right now, there ain't no forgiveness and no love lost, because I know how white people talk when black people aren't around, and they're still trying to do it, and they're still trying to, feed us some BS. And second of all, that whole thing on January 6th, I'm as appalled as anybody, but at the same time, now Biden doesn't get to have a big inauguration. And I guarantee you that was all Trump cared about. And thirdly, the last thing I really want to say is thank you again, Tim Black, and everybody who calls in. I love listening to everybody, good or bad. And I appreciate what you do. And F. Joe Rogan, because he stole what you do, and he was the first one to create cancel culture and the biggest one to cry about it. And I just want to say that live somewhere, because he cries about that crap all the time, and he has all them racist-ass people on his show and tries to play like he's not. He has all them Black Rifle people and all that stuff. And everybody should know, Article 15, Black Rifle Coffee, they're the ones supporting Kyle Rittenhouse along with those people. So I spent my money there because I was a vet, and I thought they were helping everybody, but they're not. So don't be fooled anymore. Thank you for my time.
Wow, brother, wow. Give it up for my brother Adam, man. Wow. Joe Rogan stole something. Hold on. He said Joe Rogan stole something from it. Do tell. Oh, come on, man. I'm no good at this. Never be as good as some other people. These people are fantastic. They're so charismatic and interesting. Hey, man. I'm going to be like Dick Gregory. I'm like, they're going to bring me my flowers when I'm gone, Johnson. I'll be like Patrice O'Neal. I won't get no love until I'm gone. I'll be like Robin Harris. Like, damn, Tim Black was on point, man. Why wouldn't y'all, I'll be like Nipsey Hussle. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go to 585. This queue is moving around, but I got 585, you're live. What's your name? What's your comment?
Yes, hello. How you doing? You hear me?
I got you. Who's this?
All right. Yeah, this is Abasi, and I'm calling from Hampton, Georgia, but I'm originally from Rochester, New York.
That's what's up.
And what I'm calling about is basically just to say, and people should already know this, that nothing's going to change when you got the Democrat and the Republican Party playing a game of good cop, bad cop. That's all they're doing. It's just good cop, bad cop bullshit. All right? But I've seen something that had potential, and it's called the Movement for a People's Party. And I see that you're a part of it, along with some other people, too. And, I had hopes for it, and I still do, but I read their platform, and nowhere on their platform do I see anything about reparations, right? Supporting reparations.
Hold on.
Black people.
Abati, you said you heard that I was a part of it. You said you heard I was a part of it.
Well, I seen wasn't you a speaker, a guest speaker?
Yeah, that was early on, man. I'm no longer supporting them. But I just want to clarify that because things have changed, and I'm aware of the same issues that you have. So things have changed. When they go on the record and say, I support third parties, I don't necessarily support this party. But okay, go ahead about it. I just had to add that in, man, because a lot of people are listening. Go right ahead, bro.
Okay. Right. I hear you, and I appreciate your correction because that was the next thing I was gonna ask you is that the problem what I have with a lot of black folks, right, is that they still support these white progressives who for me like this. If you don't support reparations for American black descendants of slaves, then you're not really supporting me.
There it is.
You know what I mean? So, and I've been trying to reach out to that party and get a response from people about how come you don't put this on your platform, and they all been ducking and dodging and hiding, you know? And the same thing, I feel the same way even about, oh man, my mind's drawing a blank. What's my man that ran for president?
Bernie Sanders.
Supported him. I kind of supported him. Bernie Sanders. I feel the same way about Bernie Sanders in a way because, listen, you had two chances to get this shit straight, okay? You should know already that you can't win without the black vote, and you need to have policies for black people. You can't just win it on everyone else, you know, LBGT, Mexican or Hispanic. You got to have policies for black folks too, and you messed this up 2 times, okay? And of course, I remember before I was on this radio show, and you said, well, you could have supported, you know, someone else who said they supported reparations for black folks. But guess what? By the time it came to Georgia, the race was already over with. So I didn't have a chance to really support, you know, someone who believes in reparations for black folks, okay?
Right.
So my thing is this. Like, for example, I worked at Kodak. I'm from Rochester, New York. I don't know if you ever heard of Kodak.
Yes.
But we didn't have a union, okay? And there was this guy that used to go around, and he was like, come on, y'all, let's get a union together, blah, blah, blah. His name was Doug Hill. I hope he's listening. I doubt it, though, but his name was Doug Hill. So he got everyone together, talking about, yeah, let's go for a union. And then we were supposed to have a vote on it, right? And only he knows who voted for who. I believe he was a double agent because he probably went back and told, okay, this guy's for the union, this guy's not. And it seemed like everybody that was for the union ended up getting laid off first, okay? And then he stuck around all the way to the end till the doors closed. You know what I mean? And that's kind of, in a way, I kind of look at Bernie Sanders like that because he'll get people that usually don't vote to get out and vote. And then he loses a race that he should have won. All he had to do was win half of the people in South Carolina, half of the black vote, whatever. You didn't have policies for black folks. And then you say, okay, well, hey, come on, y'all go ahead and vote for, you know, the good cop over here, Joe Biden or whatever like that. You know what I mean? So I got a question for you. What is it that the Movement for a People's Party, did you try to get them to get reparations for black folks on their platform, or what is your disagreement with them that made you stop messing with them?
All right, brother. Well, Bonte, man, I appreciate the phone call. I'm going to try to answer that question. I'm going to give him some claps on that. And then I want to say, let me start with the Bernie, man. I went to South Carolina. I covered it extensively. I was there before the votes were cast. They had a game. They had a game plan. I was there with Danny Glover. I was there with Nina Turner. I was there with Dr. Cornel West. I was there with Ro Khanna. I was as surprised as you. And amazingly, Abate, South Carolinians, according to the tape, they supported a guy who had no black agenda. Joe Biden has no black anything. And Bernie Sanders' policies are much more beneficial to black people than Joe Biden. So I never get this analogy, man. Do people see what they did to Bernie Sanders? Like, this shit has never happened in the history of politics in America, where 4 or 5 of the leading candidates all lined up after, like, Nevada for the third string guy. He wasn't even in second, Johnson. You didn't see that happen? But people still like, why did Bernie defeat it all? Why did he? It was like 1 on 5. Why did Bernie defeat him? If it just would have had the blacks supported Joe Biden, who has no black agenda. So that's a problem in itself. So we need to get some, as they say all the time, you need to be on code, Tim Black. Black people need to be on code about Joe Biden. Yeah, so that's one thing. The next thing is, moving for a People's Party, like I've known Nick Braun and these guys for years, right? I've participated in a number of events they had over the years. Over the years, that's what I've done. They shut me out of all conversation, all discussion about their platform. I just, I made comments about a black agenda. Next thing I know, I'm getting my ass roasted on Twitter. I made comments about reparations, comments about a black agenda, comments about black people in the program. Next thing I know, everyone's coming for me. And a lot of people agree with them coming for me too, Johnson. So like, and my understanding is Dr. Cornel West, he wants there to be black specific policies. He wants reparations to be supported. They kind of got on, according to Cornel West, they kind of got into that late. They wanted to make that be part of the force to vote. But it was too late to implement that, to add it into their force to vote. On a daily basis, there are black members, and I'll say some other members who are people of color, who contact me directly with huge grievances with this party, People's Party. I just chose to stay out of it. But there's a lot of grievances, a lot of concerns, there's a lot of infighting, there's a lot of problems that these people are not talking about. All I see is tweets about how progressives aren't supporting them and all this stuff, and there's a lot of defense, a lot of accusations, a lot of assertions. I don't know what to tell you, brother. I really don't. But I do not support that party. Now, I went on the record and I pushed Bernie to support reparations. I was critical of that. I thought that Bernie should have supported reparations. But I still felt that Bernie was a much better candidate compared to everybody else that was up there. And that he was going to be the best candidate and he would make the best president for not just black folks, but particularly black folks. And for everyone else. That's what I believe. And for poor people. That's what I believe. I still believe that. And similar to Yvette Carnell, who supported him in 2016, I supported him again in 2020. So there you go, man. That's everything I got on that subject. I support third parties. I always support third parties. You know what I'm saying? But because I believe we got to break the two-party system or the one-party system. The one-party system, Johnson. So I instinctively support Green Party, Independent Party, any party coming up. Any party that's trying to galvanize and that has any value that's going to help black people, help poor people, it's going to give people another opportunity or more options. Because I think that's the only way you're going to make Democrats be any better is if you have third parties that are able to challenge them and force them to be better. Right now, we see the hot or cold, and people go, well, I don't really want either one, but they don't have a choice. So we need more parties. So that's the reason why I supported them without having like a litmus test. Because I support the Green Party for the same reasons. I voted Green last time. And I never I never met Howie Hawkins. And that's my point, because that's my bad, because these people wanted him to come on the show. I just didn't feel that Howie was my guy, man. Not the way I felt like Jill was a little bit more, I don't know. I had Jill Stein on the show back in 2015, 2016, Ajamu Baraka, that's my guy. So I'm going long-winded here on this, but I just want to make it clear. I do not support Movement for People's Party to that degree. I support any party. I hope that they adopt reparations. Maybe then we'll take a look. I hope they adopt a black agenda that I can find acceptable. Then I can take another look. And they got some stuff, some housekeeping, but I don't know if this is just typical of any party that starts. Like, I don't know enough about starting parties, about the disagreements, the structure, but I'm telling you guys, there have been people several who have asked me, please, Tim Black, can we use your platform to talk about Movement for People's Party? To share our grievances. And I told them, just call the show. The phone lines are open. I don't know if I want to get involved to that degree. I have, Dr. Cornel West, I respect the hell out of him. I would hate that he would be involved, or him and Nina Turner would be involved in something that wasn't the best, inclusive, more inclusive, that doesn't support us the way it should. And I'm gonna leave it at that, man. But thank you, my friend. But I'm trying not to get, like, I guess this answer kind of puts me in it, but I'm not working against them. What I don't like is the fact that people knew how to reach me when they needed my help, or when they needed my support, or when they wanted me to be included in something, when they wanted to do something. And this is not just them; it's other people too. And then then all of a sudden my number's lost, or people don't have my email, or people don't have me on Instagram, or people don't have me on Facebook. Like, you can reach me 5 places, and then suddenly it's like I don't hear anything. So you can't pretend like it's Tim Black that's not doing this or not doing that or whatever. And then people buy into this stupid-ass logic. Well, he blocked me on Twitter. You got my Instagram. You got my Facebook. You have my email. Why do I need to follow you? What's the problem? What's really the problem? So this shit is nauseating at this point about it. So... hey, it is what it is. Anything that pressures Democrats, anything that pressures Republicans, anything that gives us more options, I just have to support it. But from a distance, man, I'm not involved in that campaign. They made themselves very clear about what's important and who they're rolling with and what they want. So have at it. You know what I'm saying? Do you? 609. If you're still around, there goes 609. You're live, 609.
Hey, I'm still here.
Hey, who's this?
Hey, I'm Jay. I'm from New Jersey.
Jay, what's up, brother?
Hey, it's how I feel about the whole Bernie Biden situation. I like Biden. I'm content. Black voters in South Carolina, they voted for Biden because he could get the job done. Bernie Sanders would not have beaten Trump. I don't believe it. The data from 2020 shows us just that. Bernie could not get the support that Joe Biden got. Ooh. South Carolina made the right choice because tomorrow, or today, we're going to have President Joe Biden. Now, here's the problem. Kamala Harris talked about, and Cory Booker talked about a bill to start looking at reparations. Why didn't we support them? They were black and they were in the primary. I know they weren't everything, but we don't have to marry them. They talked about reparations. And why would we get behind a 78-year-old senator who's known to not get things done and have the stench of socialism? It would have never worked out. I think getting behind Bernie was not the best idea for me personally, but I see how the money came in because of the white progressive money. But I'm content with Joe. And, I hope everyone listens, holds him accountable, and continues to push for progressives in Congress. I know I will in the next 4 years, in the next 2 years, but nothing's going to change in one election, so let's get together. Let's work. We need young, diverse leaders. All right. Bernie wasn't in, man.
All right, man. Thank you for your well-seasoned, very thought-out, highly researched comment. What a... Anyone who, like, this is the first, look, guys, this is monumental, guys. I have never had a motherfucker call this show and say they supported Biden, that Biden was the right choice. I've never had a single person call up talk about, I'm excited about Biden. Never, ever in the history of life. This guy's a fucking plant. This shit has never existed. Biden only won because people hate Trump. What a moron. Like, everyone knows that. Like, that's all the data. Go read the data. The data is people were excited to get rid of Trump, not to get Joe Biden. He was vice president. People didn't even know who the fuck he was. What are you talking about? Joe Biden won because people hate Trump. 93% of the coverage of Trump has been negative for the last 4 years. Democrats did their thing. There wasn't a positive. CNN has the only positive coverage that Trump received in 4 years from cable news, other than Fox, Newsmax, or whatever the hell, was when he dropped bombs in Syria. That was it, Johnson. It's been wall-to-wall carpet bombing of negativity. Constantly. Anyone, like if Joe Biden couldn't beat Trump, Hillary should have beat Trump. What are you talking about? Hillary was hated. And what do you mean socialism stink? Joe Biden said, look, Trump used the same talking points against Joe Biden. What are you talking about? That's what they've been using against every Democrat. Socialism. They've been saying they use the same talking points. Just admit you didn't want to fight for it. Just admit you didn't want to fight for it. That you're a milquetoast white motherfucker who really doesn't care if we get fucked. You want to go back to normal. Normal for a lot of people sucked. Joe Biden offered nothing in the way of policy, nothing for voters, other than I'm not Trump and I'm going to heal the nation. How are you going to heal the nation? What are you going to do, Jesus? White Jesus? What's he going to do to heal you? Oh, offer you $2,000 and then reduce it to $14,000. He ain't even in office and he's already lying. And this guy calls up to this show and says, I'm happy with Joe. You know, you can't fix stupid. I think you meant to call the David Pakman show. Perhaps you wanted to phone, I don't know, damage report or something. You're in the wrong lane, Johnson. We don't believe, look, you can't recreate Jim Crow Joe to some likeness of MLK. Like, I don't know what the fuck, I don't know where you can't make him be what you want him to be. This guy was the architect. The only reason why Joe Biden is president is because a lot of white people don't give a fuck about black people. This guy was the architect of our criminal justice, the most atrocious criminal justice system in the Western world. He designed that shit. And you said you glad you got him? You're not just an ally, you're an enemy. What, because Jim Clyburn, whose hands look like cups, because he takes so much money from pharmaceuticals and special interest groups because he got behind Joe Biden, you're saying that people spoke? "58% of white people voted for Donald Trump. 58% of white men voted for Donald Trump. 53% of white women voted for Donald Trump. What are you talking about? You got it done. Stop talking like this is a landslide. What America did effectively is what they always do. They treat black people like shit, and then they tell you that Trump is scarier. He's a scarier racist. So which you going to be in bed with the racist that's the scariest or the one you know? The black people that voted, make no mistake about it, the reason why Joe Biden's in office is because black people were more worried about what Trump would do than what Biden would do. And that's it. Now, any of this excitement or this whatever stupid energy you have about this Jim Crow Joe, Mr. Lock him up and throw away the key, and his vice president too, man, you're a disgrace. This is disgraceful that we got people, and then he talked as if he knew something, like he was speaking matter-of-factly. Trump was president because of people like Joe. And if you fuck around and find out that after this, if the Democrats don't get it right, there'll be someone worse than Trump coming. Get that right. So you can stop your parade for Biden. Because if you don't wake up, tell me, I'm going to push them. You're not going to push anything. Let's admit it. You're not going to do shit. Anybody that says that Biden is a great choice is a moron. That person is not going to hold any Democrats accountable. There's no way in the world anybody with any common sense that did any research at all would talk about Joe Biden got it done. He lost the first 3 races, and if it wasn't for Buttigieg and all these other guys coalescing around him, Amy Klobuchar, Pete Buttigieg, hell, even Beto O'Rourke got off of a desk in Texas and came and threw a hat in the ring for him. All of them drone forces around Joe Biden to get him through the primaries, man. Nina Turner said, 2 bowls of shit. And it's just Trump was an extra helping of it. And people chose the single helping of shit. That doesn't mean it's not shit, Johnson. Now, if you could have tempered your cheerleading and rah-rah-rahing and your lap dance with Joe Biden with some reality, some cold water reality that he's still a bowl of shit, maybe then it would have been acceptable. Maybe then you wouldn't be an op. But you call up here capping for damn Joe Biden, man, give it a break. Come on, guys. What world are we living in, Johnson? Deludeville. Okay. So now, let me see if I can. 860. 860, you're live. What's your name? What's your comment?
Yeah, this is Raymond from Connecticut.
Okay, what's going on, my friend?
Not much. So, I just wanted to state that, everybody hated Trump these last 4 years because of the media. I hate both sides of government. Fuck government, period. But whoever thinks Biden is going to be a good president, they lost in the sauce. They don't know what they're getting themselves into. They don't know where we're going. Why do you need 40,000 troops at an inauguration?
90 seconds.
Nobody's going to be there. Where are they bringing us? That's the real question. But people are too blinded by the media. Keep listening to CNN. Keep getting stuck on Fox News. Keep thinking that they're for America. They're not for America. They're for corporations. Point blank, period. Thanks for my time.
That was quick. He was in there and out, man. Raymond came in here. Raymond came in and dropped the elbow and got up and left
seconds.
out. Goodness gracious. Raymond didn't play, man. He just walked in, kicked in the door. Kicked in the door, waving the 4-4. All I heard was, but don't beat me no more. Oh. I hate this countdown, guys, so I'm going to wait before I go to the next call for this countdown. I need to go into the system and disable this shit. 10 seconds. This is a computer-generated thing from Blog Talk Radio. Yeah, thank you, man, for showing that I'm not crazy. I'm excited about Biden. What? Like being excited to get your wisdom teeth pulled.
10 seconds.
There we go. We're getting evicted. I'm so excited. We get to move. We have nowhere to move to, but we're moving. (214), you're live. What's your name? What's your comment? 214.
Hey, Tim, this is Trill South, your buddy who used to talk about the Civil War. So I'm going to hit you with a few bullet points. We're not out of the Civil War yet, the forest, but we can start to see the little bit past the trees and see the opening. With Trump, we put the dumpster fire out, which is Trump, and now it's time to throw out the trash, which is Joe Biden. So I'm going to want to know who's waking up at 8 to watch Trump leave the White House, and then let's get on to what we've been wanting to do. We've all been wanting to do this for a while, which is push Biden, the Reagan Republican, to be a little more progressive. Personally, a lot more progressive would be good. Bernie Sanders is chairman of the Budget Committee. He's ready for budget reconciliation to right some wrongs. He also recognizes that he was simply the man to open the door and hold the door open to let more progressive people in to push things like reparations and beyond. I wanted to tell the people watching, like the video stream if you're watching. You like the good callers that call, and you like the great host. So push the like button and make it happen. Make the YouTube algorithm work for us. Thank you for listening to me. Good to talk to you and see you again.
You know it, Trill South. Give it up for Trill South, man. Thank you, brother. Appreciate your support, man. I always forget to tell people to hit likes. We got 2 new members. We got 300 likes. We got 400 people watching. Let's at least get 400 likes because we got 400 people watching, right? So could we do that? Could we like it right now real quick? Wow. And let's see, now that's a more reasoned approach. That I can get in line with. I accept people saying, I'd rather have Biden than Trump. I can hear that. But excited about Biden? It's like being excited about a colonoscopy. What are you talking about? I bet you don't watch any CNN nonstop. 760. You're live. What's your name? What's your comment? 760.
Hey, what's up, Tim? First time calling. My name is Steven, long-time fan.
Steven, what's up, man? How you doing?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I got you. What's going on, man?
It's really cool to be on the line. How much time do we have? Do I have time for a rant, or do I got to keep it brief?
You got 4.
There's 2 different versions, man.
You got 4 minutes, man. Go right ahead.
You're messed up. 4 minutes. All right. So here's the deal. First things first. I want to give some credit to the caller that was just on, because he was spot on, right? He was like, we put out the dumpster fire, but we still got to take out the trash. I thought that shit was important.
Right.
And the one earlier who said it was a good cop, bad cop game between the Republicans and Democrats, that's actually a much more profound idea than I've heard in a long time, because that's what they had been playing with it. I do have one idea that's going to be a little bit controversial, but it is what it is. I mean, it's not more controversial than the shit people are dealing with on a daily basis. And sorry for my language, but you know, it's intense sometimes. So this is what I think. First, I'll touch on your topic of reparations. I go back and forth on reparations. I really do. Because it's a good idea, it's a good concept, but I don't know if it's the best approach. I think we might be more successful focusing on the issues that affect Black America and having them actually get implemented, and we would just disproportionately benefit from those things. Like, kind of like the Bernie Sanders agenda with maybe some more tweaks, right? But so I can go back and forth on reparations. When it comes to the problem that we have right now, and I had a long conversation about this the other day on the Ranter Station. We were talking about Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, et cetera, and how they had different approaches and what the results are up to this point. And I had an idea that I realized we just need to actually deal with the main thing, right? And stop dancing around it. The problem itself is racism, right? Now you say, well, no shit, Johnson, right? Everybody knows that, right? But here's the thing about it. Racism is an idea structure, right? It's a philosophy. we have gone to war over ideas already, right? We had the war on drugs, right? Supposedly, right? We had the war on terror, supposedly, right? If we care so much about race relations, why don't we have a war on racism? When's that going to be a phrase, right? When's Joe Biden, exciting Biden, that I'm so excited about, when's he going to stand there and say, I'm declaring war on racism, right? He's not going to do that because it's not an idea that they want to catalyze people against. But this is what I'm saying. I think racism itself should be illegal. I know you're going to say, whoa, what about the First Amendment? What about free speech? I get that. But think about this. When you're dealing with hate crimes, right, the racial element of it makes it more illegal, right? So if being racially motivated makes a crime more illegal, why isn't the racial part of it a crime also? Why does it have to come with a felony or whatever? You know what I mean? So that's something to chew on. And then I'm just going to end on a good note. My 4 minutes is up. It is a good thing that they gave Bernie, the power at the budget committee. We'll see what he does with it. There's no such thing as pushing Biden. That's a silly idea. We have to push the people who are actually progressive. I'm not going to just keep pushing up against a brick wall. I'm going to push against something that will actually move. But so that's the highlight. It's a good thing that Bernie's got, the Senate Budget Committee chairmanship. That's fantastic. But I do think racism should be illegal. And that's my time.
All right, Stephen. Well, thank you for the phone call, man. Give it up for Stephen. I think that we can both be right about reparations and about a black agenda or policies that over-index in helping black folks. We can do both. But I think that we should never take reparations off the table. Ever. I mean, get the book, The Black Tax. Get from here to equality, and then make a decision about what you think should happen. But yeah, I think I couldn't, in good conscience, ever be against reparations. Because to me, it's just a political expediency type of thing. Well, we don't think we can get it done. That's not a reason not to support it. Hell, I'm not so sure we can get Medicare for all done. Well, all these people agree. Well, yeah. They've been talking about universal health care in the United States for over 100 years. We still don't have it, Johnson. So, but does that mean it's okay not to support it because you think it's going to be difficult to get it done? So, you get what I'm saying? So I think we could do both. And meanwhile, while we're trying to get Medicare for all done, I still support more people having coverage. Because people got to live now. Meanwhile, doesn't mean you're selling out to say, well, let's fight for what we can get and let's have a long game and a short game. Got to work long, got to work short. Play sports, you play football, we always looking for the touchdown. But we need to get a first down too. So what we have now, we got some people demonizing you if you don't say, let's go for the touchdown every play. Like, no, in a game that you don't control and you got to live, like my kid's going to live here the next 10 years, hopefully, right? It may take 50 years to get Medicare for all. We don't know, Johnson. But meanwhile, people are dying every day. Reparations may not happen in my lifetime, but my great-grandkids, man, they need to know that Pop fought for that. No, man, Pop fought for that. Any other group that's been through what we've been through, come on, Johnson. So, but yeah, Steven, thanks for calling up, man, and I'm going to go next call. 808. 808 to live. What's your name? What's your comment? 808.
Yo, what's going on, Tim? It's William from Hawaii.
William, what's up, man? What's going on?
I just had a couple things.
All right.
Oh, man. I actually have just not trying to hijack your show. I just had a bit of information I wanted to throw out there. First, I got to tell you, man, I could have used like 10 minutes of Raymond. I don't know, man. I needed a little more Raymond just to keep my head back in a game. So it's rough, man. I'm going to call my tribe together and have a little sidebar maybe. The Social Security Administration in 2021 is coming under some huge, giant changes. In as far as the disability aspect of Social Security, there is all kind of action that basically will make it a lot more difficult for folks who need disability to actually go out and achieve it. And, right now, the average wait period from the time that you apply to going to a hearing right now is 584 days. Now, you think about it, you're at work, you get hurt, you're stuck in a lurch. 584 days is like make it or break it. Right now, they have for 2021, they're proposing a whole different level where it actually increases that amount of time to another 100 to 200 more days on top of the 584 that you already have to wait. Also, Trump did an executive order back over the summertime where now the administrative law judges, which is the majority of people under oath testifying before an administrative law judge, that's mainly how people get their disability. The administration just chucks you off to the side, form letters you, and you wait till you get to the judge, unless you're sitting there with no legs. So with Trump, his administrative order, what he did was he changed the appointment of administrative law judges to not their need-based now, not merit-based. So their appointments, and this is something that there's discussion, public discussion that's open until the end of January. So Joe Biden, right now, his first day in office, if he's going to save any of this, and this affects everybody. I mean, right now there are 9 million recipients, disabled recipients in America right now. And so it affects a lot of people. And I just want people need to get out there. They need to talk about it. They need to go on their social media platforms and discuss it, because it's not just jackasses like me that are trying to figure out what's going on with younger people that read this stuff. As much as I read it, the government reads it. Everybody is aware what's on these social platforms. So people need to just talk about it and try and at least bring some attention to it. That's all I got for you. That's all I got for you tonight, Tim. Man, you got a lot of patience, brother. I certainly appreciate the platform. Nobody else in independent media, I have been trying to get this out to anybody that will listen, and I've gotten nowhere. So I certainly appreciate this platform you offer, Tim. Thank you.
You got it, William. Thank you for calling up, man. Appreciate it. Wow. Sobering news, isn't it, guys? 585 days, Johnson. Let's 718. 718, you're live on the show. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, Tim Black. It's me. My name's Elijah. I'm from Brooklyn. I've called a couple times before.
Elijah.
I want to start by just... Hey, what's up?
What's up?
Yeah, so I wanted to talk about especially partially some of the stuff relating to MLK's legacy and the whitewashing that's happened in the past few decades, but I also want to talk about potentially a path to move forward during this Biden administration. So first of all, I think one of the things that people have been focusing on a lot has been the electoral politics side of the equation, which is still important. And it is something we should always pay attention to. But at the same time, I feel like direct actions are something that we need to remember and utilize during this time. which is partially why I want to highlight the Hunts Point produce workers right now who are on strike in New York. They're entering their 4th day tomorrow, and NYPD tried to break up their picket lines today. And that might not seem like a big deal to people outside of New York, but they supply 60% of produce for New Yorkers. So if we see larger wildcat strikes like that, we can actually start to see a much larger pressure on a lot of these progressive policies that people might want to push forward. They're only pushing for $1 raise, by the way. But additionally, I want to talk about the fact that with a lot of this new administration, I've seen that a lot of progressive voices have been pushing for censorship in some ways. And while I do understand the thoughts, because hate speech is terrible, and I completely hate hate speech, but at the same time, I think Ira Glasser had made a good point recently, former head of the ACLU, when he had talked about that oftentimes hate speech isn't necessarily the speech that you hate, but it's the speech that those in power who get to make the rules make. And so if you think about some of the different picks that Biden has in his administration, I would not want any of those people regulating what we could say, because if this was the 60s, a lot of that hate speech regulations would have fallen down on people like MLK and Malcolm X, but instead they got bullets, sadly. But in terms of just modern policy, I think people need to understand the imperialism side of racism in the U.S. and also just abroad when it comes to addressing a lot of these racial problems. Because one of the lesser-known speeches that MLK made was a speech called Beyond Vietnam in 1967. And so just a little quote I had taken where he was talking about just a few years after they had gotten that Civil Rights Act passed. He said, "A few years ago, there was a shining moment in that struggle. It seemed as though there was a real promise of hope for the poor, both black and white, through the poverty program. There were experiments, hopes, new beginnings. Then came the buildup in Vietnam, and I watched this program broken and eviscerated as if it were some idle political plaything on a society gone mad on war." And I bring up this quote just to bring back the idea that even though we're seeing this mass push for censorship regulations on social media, remember, part of the reason that they're trying to crack down on dissent is that people are still getting evicted. We're still seeing massive issues with not only stimulus checks, but just all of the policies we've seen. And especially if it comes to racial progress, we really do not want the federal government being the ones to decide what is hate speech at this time. Thank you so much for the time.
You got it, brother. Thank you for the phone call. Yeah, supporting censorship is a slippery slope. And I think people don't realize how the government uses these type of tactics. How it's used will not benefit us at all. And they use I understand that Trump's dangerous, okay? Two things can be true, right? It could be true that the government and these entities will use Donald Trump in order to impact us all in a negative way. Hey, I'm in independent media, so I get it totally. I understand that. But it also could be true that Donald Trump was dangerous. And as you can see, he has people that'll walk off mountains. So both things can be true. People need to recognize that. Even the people that say, well, these invaders, it's not their fault and they were just fooled. Well, they were fooled all the way into. There are some people like these Oath Keepers I was reading about. I think Bo from the Fifth Column put out a tweet about these Oath people, the Oath Keepers, and how they got these guys dead to rights, like with conspiracy to gas or something to like Nancy Pelosi and other Democratic members of Congress. Like they're looking at like 30 years. Like serious time, Johnson. Everyone who participated in the events on January 6th were not misled, like just humble guys who who watch a little bit too much Alex Jones, and you know, there was more to it than that. Like there's some militias that were present who had plans, Johnson. There are excerpts of the evidence, and I need to read it all for myself, but I trust Bo of the Fifth Column. I trust his integrity. And I need to look further in it for myself. I'm just telling you what was reported. I haven't read it myself. And if the Oath Keepers are any idea of what some of these people had planned to do, and had documents, had like conversations and meetings and actual strategy to do this thing. You know, so I think two things could be true again. There could be some of these goofy people that said, hey, we want to, don't steal the vote, stop the steal. And there could be other people that were like, let's kidnap these people. Let's do this. So there's enough people there for there to be different people with different agendas. All right. And shout out to anybody in direct action, the produce union or that action is taking place in New York. All right. 501. 501, you're live. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, Tim, it's Sean. How are you, sir?
Sean, what's up, brother?
Hey, man, it's good to talk to you. It's been a minute.
Yes, sir.
But it's good to be back and be live. Hey, man, I want to say real quick, because I know the delay makes it awkward to try to go back and forth, on the reparations thing. I know that many different Native American tribes receive money from the United States government each individual does when they turn 18. And how much money people get depends on which tribe they're in. So, I mean, I think it's a similar issue with reparations. I think that Black Americans need to have the same treatment that the Native Americans are receiving, right? Now, honestly, whatever if something did come out of that, I would expect it to be fucked up and not enough and, poorly managed, just like the Native Americans' funds have all been raped and pillaged, as you know.
Probably.
But I don't think anybody with a rational mind would argue that that we need to undo some of that. But, man, I think equally as important is we need to start addressing some of the shit that we're still doing wrong, so we can stop inflicting further damage. Which brings me to my little soapbox for tonight. And it's not a mainstream thing, so I apologize for that. It's just something that I think that we need to talk about more. And that is the fact that in our prisons today, it is common practice that people could be placed in the hole, they call it. And when you get put in the hole, that's solitary confinement. Most other Western countries consider that torture. And it is fucking torture. So we need to start looking at what we're doing wrong in the whole entire criminal justice system, which disproportionately negatively affects the lives of Black people, I believe the statistics show, as a way of addressing some of the societal issues that we face. I think that's the stinky, nasty, ugly side of our society that we really need to fucking take and address it. It's embarrassing as a nation that we treat our own citizens this way and that we disproportionately imprison too many people for all the wrong fucking reasons. So I just want to soapbox on that. If you want to bounce off the thoughts, good to hear from you again, and we'll be talking again soon, I hope.
You know it, brother. Thank you for the phone call. Sean, my brother. Give it up for Sean, guys. Sean is a friend of mine, man, and how can I put this, man? Sean's right. Sean's right that anything run by the government probably be mismanaged. Like, has there been anything that ran smoothly? Doesn't mean we don't push for it. Doesn't mean it's not a good idea. Doesn't mean it doesn't have merit. And Dr. Sandy Durrity, there's work out there saying that this current bill, H.R. 40, needs a lot of work itself. So I'm not exactly sure, and it's going to take people who are more knowledgeable than myself to tell you exactly how this should be structured. I like the fact that you spoke about Native Americans, folks, and I'm not well versed in what their settlement or what type of compensation. I know that when I'm looking at Native Americans, when I look at the data for anything bad, Native Americans are right there with us if they're not exceeding us in incarceration, in poverty, in certain numbers. Like, they're right there, guys. Like, so I always want to highlight that whenever we have these conversations and it's brought up and it's brought to mind, because I am aware of that. So, but I always want to be careful that, look, guys, yeah, we want to, we want mass incarceration to end. We want to fight against being the number one country for locking up people. 5% of the world's population, 25% of the world's prison population. And this other guy was happy about Joe Biden, who helped design that. Way to go, Johnson. Way to go. But please, guys, black people are more than just worried about being arrested. Like, the average black family is worth 1/10 of the average white family. White people own 92% of the wealth in the country. If we've been in the country 400 years, don't you think if things were equal, we'd own a little bit more wealth? Maybe proportionate to how many of us are in the country, maybe? 2% is what we own. 2% of the wealth, 2% of America's wealth is owned by black Americans. 2%. Shouldn't that be like around 13, 14%? I mean, shouldn't that be what it be? So when we talk about criminal justice, and I support that, and I don't support the death penalty, for instance, because I know the bias, the implicit and explicit bias that jurors have. Go to the Equal Justice Initiative, check out their website, download their PDFs. So, look, guys, great show tonight. Some of it not so great, but that's good too. That was even great. It's even great when we disagree. It's even great to get people going. We got different opinions, diverse opinions. That's amazing. That's good. That's what it's for. I love it, man, because I never know what I'm going to get. Keeps me fresh, keeps me involved. Hope it keeps you watching. If you like what you watched, if you like the show, if you got anything out of it, become a member. That's all I'm asking. Become a member of the show, because I think we had the most diverse call-ins, from Joe from Harlem, to Sean from, where's Sean at? From Candace, Ty, Alex, Stephen, Jay, Trill South, Abati, William, Elijah, Big Brother Raymond, Brandon, Christian. So, yeah, guys. Abigail's dad. There we go. I mean, who's got that? Who's got that mix? That's what's up. So now I want to go to comments, man. I want to read the comments, but thank you guys for calling up. Thank you for hanging in there. And this has been an amazing show. Once again, it's in the books. Donald Trump will leave office today. Do you know where your kids are? I don't know. That was a pregnant pause. That pause is 8 months pregnant. All right, so let's go. Now, one of my people, I think it was Jeanette, said, Tim, when you read comments, we can't hear you. That's because this mic is built for me to be in front of it when I talk. And if I'm not in front of it, it don't sound nowhere near as much as good as it should. And the comments are like over. So let's try to do it a better way. So once again, Major Davis joined the Wolfpack tonight. Thank you, Major Davis. LaVon Huffy. Great show as always. Thank you, LaVon. We carry signs in the house. Tony D in the house. LB Things and More. Let's talk about 45 still in museum items from the White House. Jesus Christ. Trump is stealing from the White House. You know what? My wife brought that up. Mrs. Black was like, people are stealing things from the White House. What kind of goofy stuff is that, Pop? Tim Black, Mr. Black. Tony D once again holding it down. This thing jumped. Roger Widows, since Senate Dems do not use legislative filibuster, they might as well get rid of it. So we could pass H.R. 1, H.R. 4, H.R. 440, or H.R. 6422. Brandon Manson said, as to books for Lil Wayne, here's another great book to recommend. From Black Lives Matter to Black Liberation by Keeanga-Yamahtta Taylor. That's it. That's who I want to invite on the show. Keeanga-Yamahtta Taylor. Amazing, fam. See, I'm going to use my leverage. I'm going to be like, look, Miss Taylor. Hey, Dr. Cornel Weston, I know you're a friend of his. Hey, Derek Hamilton, I know you're a friend of his. Dr. Derek, Dr. West, Dr. Darity. Come on. Dr. Barber, Reverend Barber. See, I use all my leverage, man. Just name drop. Oh, okay. Silver Surfer. Biden said the Georgia election would give Democrats control of the Senate, but what he really meant to say was a win for Georgia would return Mitch McConnell to power. Joe has a stutter. Silver Surfer also said the Democrats always have an excuse. Remember Letterman? Or Lieberman? Yeah. Paid propagandists, excuse makers on here should at least do super chats. Yes, they should, Johnson. I'm a big Biden supporter. Get out of here. Another member, Honeybee. What up, Honeybee? Welcome to the Wolfpack, Honeybee. We got 3 people today. That's a successful night. SK in the house. What up, SK? Thank you, SK. The big donor of the night is SK. Sean Woodall says, dude, what are you talking about? Wake up, bro. I don't even know what that's in regards to, but okay. I don't know what that is. Roger, maybe that was him calling in about the guy who loved Biden. Roger Meadows, that second caller sounds like he's trolling or confused. Oops. Oh, no, man. I understand what... Oh, now I know. Now I understand the time. So Sean's probably talking about the same thing Roger's talking about. Wolfpack in the house. And Shura, that caller was dumb about Biden. Back to brunch. Right. That's what I'm talking about. But look, it made me rant. So maybe that rant will be a separate video that YouTube won't censor. Chucky wants to share power with Mitch. Gonna lose in 2022. That's the plan, I think. Ashura also says, Tim, did Joe not say he'd get 2,000 or 2,000 plus 600 equal 2,600? He said 2,000. But see, he said he'd give 2,000. He didn't say me and Trump gonna give 2,000 because Trump gave 6. How you gonna count what Trump did as in your number? Like, hey, look, dog, I just got elected. No. Hey, as the new manager, I'm gonna give you all a raise. Everybody gets a $2 raise. And then when the checks come, it's $1. Well, your previous boss gave you $1, so I just added $1 to their $1. That's how I got the suit. But no, we already had the $1. They already had the $1. Are there really people? See, I love this. See, here's the thing. I don't like the fact that he's screwing us. And he's screwing over people that are really in harm's way. There are people that are on the verge of being homeless right now. That's not me this month. Not this month. But there are people who are at that, who are on that verge, on the verge of not being able to feed their kids, on the verge of something getting cut off. This is what's going on in this country, right? Right now. What Biden did is so horrific because it shows he's brazenly going to lie. And to ignore that is to ignore reality. There are people who need that money. And he just lied to them. Period. Point blank. I don't know how you defend that. Dancing Circle. Thank you, Dancing Circle, for joining the show. I appreciate you. Dancing Circle is a part of the Wolfpack now. Give it up. Give it up for Dancing Circle, man. Good show tonight, guys. I don't know where else to go with that. I just think I think the majority of people understand what we're saying. But here's the thing. This is my point I want to say about Joe Biden. I'm not happy at all about him lying and misleading people. I'm not happy about that at all. People need their money. Here's the thing, though. It really goes to show you who's on our side and who's not. Because anybody who would not call that out for what it was, they showed you who they are. They showed you who they are, Johnson. There's nothing else to find. No, there's nothing else to find out. If they're carrying water for Joe Biden on this, they showed you who they are. How could you continue to think that this person is fighting for the people? I mean, come on. How else could it be interpreted? I heard some people on some shows say some horrible stuff, man. Well, Joe Biden's a really good person. He's a good man, and I think him being a good, like, what are you talking about? You're gonna let him say that on your show? You're not gonna correct him? This was independent media. This wasn't MSNBC, but they want to be MSNBC. Anyone defending Joe Biden with his switcheroo, the switch on the $2,000, you expose yourself big time. All right. Roger says, Mitch Chuck power sharing agreement is trouble. In trouble. Yeah, it's horrible. Yes, it is, brother. They are definitely, I'm gonna get into that more. I did briefly comment on it, but I haven't. I saw it just before I went to the show. I saw like a picture and like a caption. That's all I got, guys. Now remember, this show is brought to you by CoolStreamTV.com. That's for people who have the Fire Stick, but they cut their cord, they got a Fire Stick, but they want more channels. You get CoolStreamTV.com, and you're able to watch over 200 channels. And CoolStream TV also has a free trial. So you don't have to take my word for it. Try it out. If you try it out and you keep it, it helps the show. If you try it out and you don't keep it, hey, you tried something out. That's it. That's it. So, we sometimes partner with small businesses, and that's what we're doing. That's really all I got. Who we got here? 23, Super Dan. Sent you a GoFundMe for a hardworking man that passed this week. TB, shalom, brother. Who passed, man? Damn. 23, Super Dan, 32. My condolences, my friend, to whoever that is, that person, this loved one, this friend that passed away. My wife said something really, really amazing to me last night about, every once in a while I think about my dad, right? And I hear his voice, and he's talking to me. Typically it's in a dreamer. Just as I'm about to go to sleep, I'll hear him talking to me. And I know, don't get me wrong, I know he's not here talking to me, but I'll hear him say something, and I hear his voice, man. It's the same. And I said to her, I said, I still hear his voice. And when I think about him, my mind goes back to a time when we were having a conversation, and I hear his voice, and it's that I know his voice, his tone. And she lost like her aunt many years ago. She was very close to her aunt, and she says, "You never lose that." I said, "Really? You still think about your aunt Sarah?" She said, "Yes," and I can still hear her say my name. "Oh, baby." And she says that's how they live on. They live on forever in us. So to your friend, this good friend of yours who passed away, I'm only a month and a half out from losing my stepdad, who was my dad. Your friend will always be with you. All right, guys, that's it. Much love to you. Thank you, Wolfpack, for supporting the show. I'll see you again real soon. Tomorrow, I got some more clips to put out. I got more work to do. We got a lot going on. And I'm going to be on a podcast with Michael Salomon. Shout out to Kevin Ronka and Right Brain Studios. Shout out to for Sean Rochester from the Black Tax. Great show. If you haven't watched that show, go find it on my YouTube. I have cleaned up the audio to the best of my ability. His mic was a little low, but I didn't realize that because we were live and I could hear him fine through my headphones, but, I wasn't reading comments when I got a guest, so I had to go and try to raise the volume. Anyway, guys, if you haven't watched my interview with Sean Rochester, author of The Black Tax, The Financial Wiz, go watch that. It's amazing information. You got to get that. It's free. It's there. It's an hour. Get the information. Educate yourself. Don't be somebody walking around with misinformation or lack of information. This stuff is not taught in school. There's no way to know it unless somebody gives it to you, because they're not teaching us this stuff in school. They don't give us the information, Johnson. It's almost as if they don't want us to know the truth. All right, y'all. Number love for you. Wolfpack. That it? That's it, Johnson. Go to CoolStreamTV.com. Peace.
Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Don't be fooled by corporate media talking heads misleading the people. Get your news and information from an entity that keeps it real. Tim Black. Tim Black is the host of The Tim Black Show. Independent news that leaves you informed, inspired, and sometimes entertained, but always in the know. Go to TimBlackTV.com and sign up today. The Tim Black Show is news for people who can't stand the news. See you there.
Let me ask you something. Do they know us? When I say they, I mean the talking heads on cable news. Do they know you? I mean, they talk about the world as if it's a sport. They play political games, report on our pain, rack our brain to feed the stock exchange, but do they know us? Do they know what we care about? Nope. They're too far away. They can't see us. They can't feel us. They can't relate to us. See, when you want to know what's going on in your world, trust someone who lives in your world. Subscribe.
Cool Streams TV, the best streaming service in the world. With over 2,000 channels. Watch it anywhere on your Android or iPhone. Watch it on your tablet. or any Fire device. Premium channels, network channels, pay-per-view sports. Direct access to 24/7 customer service. Go to CoolStreamsTV.com and purchase your subscription. Cool Streams TV. We are the best in the business.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.